everybody, welcome back to Hakuoki. Yep, okay, that's it. I am uploading a video currently at the same time as recording this, which I've never done before, but it'll probably be fine. So if there's anything wonky though, let me know. Huh? Is it morning already? I'm gonna move my microphone to the place where it's supposed to be. That might help with the whole recording process, huh? The birds' chirping woke me up. I shot up, thrown off initially because the ceiling was unfamiliar to me. I remember that Hichikata had told me to stay in his room for the night. And at the same time, the events of last night were beginning to flood into my mind. Thanks. I remember what happened, but thanks. The warrior who'd gone mad. The pain of the blade slicing my arm. I touched my right arm, wrapped in bandages. I couldn't feel a throbbing pain anymore, so I took off my bandage to see my injury. Of course it's healed. What had been an ugly open wound the night before was now little more than a faint white line. In a few days, even that would be gone. I wouldn't need any bandages anymore, but... well, I guess it's good that the wound is gone. But if anyone sees this... I wrapped myself back up again. It'll be inconvenient to wear, but... I'm going to pretend to still have this injury. I wonder what everyone is doing. I decided I'd head to the common room to see what's going on. Oh, you. Ito, Miki, and Saito and Heisuke. What are you guys doing so early in the morning? Well, considering what happened last night, I'm not a heavy enough sleeper to have the kind of beauty sleep I'd need with that noise. You were injured, right, Yukimura? How's your injured arm doing? Well, it's not that bad. Is that so? Well, I'm glad. Huh? His mood was almost the polar opposite of the previous night. It seemed now to be in rather high spirits. Ito, has something happened? Oh ho ho ho. Would you like to know? What a fucking bitch. Yes. I won't tell you. But I suppose you might have an idea, though. Isn't that right? Todo. Saito. What? I cocked an eyebrow at Heisuke and Saito. Yeah, I guess. The moment our eyes met, he looked away. That seemed odd. Saito? You have no need for this information just now. Unlike his companion, Saito met my gaze straight on, but his eyes were flat and utterly devoid of any emotion. It was as if he put up a wall. What the hell? It's a little cold of you having that pass for a goodbye, isn't it? Or did you want to get out of here as soon as possible or something? Get out of here. Saburo, watch your mouth. We'll be on our way now. Good. Oh my god. Good day, Yukimura. Goodbye, Yukimura. Later. And then they were gone, leaving me wondering what had just happened. Oh hey, Yukimura. Are you sure it's alright for you to be up and about already? I'm fine. I slept really well and I feel a lot better. And my wound doesn't seem to be as deep as it looked.
それは良かった。しかし、災難でしたね。
That's great. I'm sorry about what happened to you, though. That's alright. Anyways, I ran into Ito on my way here. He was acting very peculiar. Did something happen? Inoue and Shimada looked at one another, both wearing troubled expressions. Ah, so you saw them, eh? Both Ito and Miki were behaving rather strangely. And Heisuke and Saito were acting kind of strangely too. I was starting to feel concerned, looking at the two of them for an answer. After some thought, Shimada opened up.
実はですね、伊藤さんたちはここを出ていくことになったんです。
Yeah, well, Ito and some others are leaving. What? Leave?
新しく隊を立てることにしたらしい。新選組とは別にね。
They're going to form a new group, different from the Shinsengumi. Is that okay?
近藤局長と土方副長が伊藤さんと話し合って決めたということです。
He had a meeting this morning with the chief and commander Hichikata.
御領英字ですと。
Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, an organization that guarded the Emperor's tomb. It was formed by Kashitaro Ito after his departure from the Shinsengumi. I skipped over him saying yes, sorry. I intend to take some of my comrades and leave. We will be appointed official guardians of the Imperial Mausoleum. Kashitaro Ito parted ways with the Shinsengumi due to philosophical differences, prompting him to found the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. I have been considering such a move for some time now. But after last night's excitement, I didn't think it'd work out anymore. I knew when I joined the Shinsengumi that my imperialism might not be welcome, but I thought we could work past that. I see now that I was mistaken. Just spit it out, Ito. Basically, you want to split up the Shinsengumi. Who's the one that's been deceiving me for the past 3 years? Sorry. If you insist, then I will do as you ask. You must remember, however, that last night's incident is a result of orders from the shogunate. We cannot allow you to reveal this secret. Then I propose a deal. Allow me to depart. Peacefully, that is. And in return, I will remain silent. You're such a fucking twat. I also wish to bring several of your men with me. Even his voice just irritates the living heck out of me. Very well. But anyone you wish to take must agree to leave. Of course. I will naturally maintain the fiction that we intend to continue to cooperate with one another. A stance that will no doubt benefit both of us. Cooperation. Fine. Toshi, what do you think? It's your decision, not mine. Then Heisuke and Saito. Heisuke Todo. He left the Shinsengumi with Kashitaru Ito to join the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. We can't read Saito, but it probably says exactly the same thing. Just replace Heisuke with Saito. Yes, they are leaving with Ito. I confess I'm rather surprised. I mean, I understand Heisuke, since he's known Ito for some time, but I was not expecting it from Saito. No. Then, would that mean I could never see them again? Don't worry. Remember what I said? We're going to keep relations amicable between our two organizations. Kondo. It was kind of him to try and comfort me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was going to befall the Shinsengumi and its members. You aren't going to let the men interact with the guard, though, right? The guard, shorthand for the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, who were founded by the Ito after leaving the Shinsengumi. How many times can they say that in different ways? Of course not. He gets to leave, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna let him get away with whatever he wants. But, is this really okay? Ito and the others leaving, I mean. Ito and his men leaving isn't a problem. Although I was a little surprised that Heisuke and Saito decided to go with that snake. I would say it was more than a little. But I guess all this comes from our own faults and our inability to keep them happy. From there, the conversation moved to a discussion of politics that was beyond my ability to follow. And what could I have said anyway? The decision had been made, and there was nothing I could have said to change it. I got up quietly and left the common room. I never thought something like this could happen. I looked up to the sky, watching the clouds form in streaks above me, then lowered my gaze. It seemed like just yesterday that we were all living our normal lives at the compounds. Then all of a sudden we arrived at today, helpless as our troops split among themselves. I couldn't wrap my head around it. However, even with all of my confusion, I was especially worried about the soldiers. What about the feelings of those who were being left behind? I wanted to know how the people in the Shinsengumi felt about Ito and his followers leaving. I decided to ask. I'm opening my cheat sheet so that we can make sure to get at least one love. It'd be sad to go through all this and nobody loves us. That sounds miserable. I waited for night to come, and I snuck out of my room. It was a risk, but I could only speak with this person about Ito during the hours of the night. I crept slowly into the depths of the compounds through a dark hallway. What could you be doing up at this hour? Are you having some trouble sleeping? Oh, Sanan. I sincerely apologize for the actions of my men last night. How was your wound? Yes, it wasn't anything serious, so don't worry. I'm fine. Ah, is that so? I'm pleased to hear it. Is this what brought you to me tonight? No, it's something different. I wanted to ask you about something. I see. A question is it? It must have been important for you to bring... Wait, important for it to bring you to me. Okay. So I shall answer to the best of my ability. I think you knew Ito very well. I wanted to know how you felt about Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving with him. I'm certain that not everyone is enthused about Ito's departure. However, it is not as bad as everyone may interpret it to be. Because the Shinsengumi works on behalf of the shogunate, getting information on the Imperial Nationalist Party has its challenges. It is growing more difficult to obtain any information on their movements. However, now that Ito has aligned himself with the Imperial Court, it is much easier for him to obtain information about the Imperial Nationalists. Now that he does not have the obligation of serving information to the Shinsengumi, he can act on behalf of his own interests. I believe this is the primary reason for Ito's behavior. And I'm sure Kondo and Hijikata are aware, which is why they won't say anything. I had no idea that these reasons led to Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving. However, when it comes to Ito, I just hope that whatever they're planning doesn't come back around to bite them. I wonder what he means by that. Maybe there's more happening than Sanon is letting on. So are you saying that Saito and Heisuke know anything about that? No, I don't think they've been told as much. I mean, given the current political climate, I'm sure they were looking to test their mettle and see what they were made of. In the end, though, I have a feeling they will return to us. Really? Did Sanon seriously think they'd come back? Yes, I hope so as well. You have faith in them, don't you? I do, but I have faith in everyone, even you, Sanon. Ah! Listen, it sounds really creepy when you say it like that, Sanon. How nice that you'd have faith in someone like me. It's so gross. It's so gross that they keep calling me a kid and calling themselves adult. That's so gross. I don't know how I feel about that. Besides that it's disgusting and gross and they should stop. In my personal opinion, I'd call an 18-year-old a kid, though. I'm not much older than 18, but I would still recognize an 18-year-old as a kid. They still act pretty immature and childish for the most part. You shouldn't put too much faith in adults. Huh? What do you mean? I'm kidding. It felt like I was meeting the Sanon I'd met for the first time years ago. I became warm thinking about it. Did I adequately answer your question? Oh, yes, thank you. Not a problem. Now, please return to your room before you get caught. Sanan ended the conversation curtly, bowing and turning to disappear into the darkness. I'm glad we were able to speak. I think I'll sleep soundly tonight. That's nice. My wound healed completely soon afterwards, but I kept the bandages on. I didn't want anyone to see that my scar had healed. Since Ito, Heisuke, and Saito all left, the compounds felt so much larger and emptier. Around the same time, Takeda, one of the captains of the Shinsengumi, had also left. I guess these are things we can't help, but it felt as if everyone was going in different directions, off to forge their own paths. I couldn't help but feel sad about it. Three months had passed since Ito had left the Shinsengumi, taking his men and others with him. Late one evening, I laid in my warm futon at an hour where I should have been asleep, but I was tossing and turning in my bed. My mind was wide awake. I wasn't falling asleep anytime soon. But why? I was nervous, certainly, and I'd trained earlier that day, but neither of those was anything new. I needed to get to sleep soon, or I'd oversleep in the morning, and that would be embarrassing. As I forced my eyes shut for the 1000th time, I heard someone calling out for me. Yukimura, you still awake? The voice outside belonged to Hijikata. I scrambled to my feet. Yes, what is it? You have a visitor. Once you're dressed, come to the common room. What the heck? What does that even mean? A visitor? Who would come visit me? Especially at such a late hour. I stood puzzled, but I rushed to get dressed and shuffled towards the common room. I slid open the door and walked in, and I was surprised at what I saw. I apologize for disturbing your sleep. Oh, well, that's fine, but... You got some crazy bedhead. Didn't you have time to brush it? What? Really? I'm so sorry, Cut the stupid jokes, Soji. Huh? It was a joke? Don't worry, you don't have bedhead. This is kind of weird. This is weird. We just like get called in the middle of the night and everyone's surrounding us. Thanks for coming. Please sit there. Okay. Even Sanan was here. Seeing all the captains of the Shinsengumi gathered, I shook with nerves. I went to sit down in the corner, but when I locked eyes with the person sitting in front of me, my eyes grew wide. Reason being, the person who was sitting was... Oh, and a girl we've never met before. She looks really intimidating. Hello, Chizuru. How are you doing? I'm sorry for visiting you so late at night. Sen? So, my visitor was Sen? What could she be doing here? Only then did I notice a beautiful woman dressed as a ninja seated next to Sen. Weird, okay. Ah, yes, this one is with me. My bodyguard, one might say. Bodyguard? I looked at the captains, hoping someone would explain the situation. Supposedly, she really wants to talk to you. I guess he's leaving it up to me to talk first. So, Sen, what brings you here today? Even though I was nervous, at the very least our relationship was beyond just acquaintances. Sen looked back at me with a certain expression, and she looked down before speaking calmly. Well, I'll get straight to the point. I've come to take you. Come to take me? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Well, it's actually a long story. I'm not quite sure where to begin. There's no time. We must make preparations to leave immediately. Wait, hold on. Why should I go with you? Yeah, that's a damn good question. You just barge in here, ask to see her, and spring this on us? Are you her relatives or something? She doesn't seem to have any idea, though. Sen, can you explain a little more? Yes, I do suppose you have a point. I suppose arriving suddenly and springing this upon you would be rather perplexing. Very well, I shall start at the beginning. It may take some time. Should we step out? No, I'd like you all to stay. It does involve the lot of you as well. She glanced around the room, looking at each of the captains, and started to speak. You're familiar with Kazama, yes? I hear you have crossed swords with him once or twice. How do you know that? Okay, yawn. Well, I hear most things that happen in Kyoto, eventually. You're something like Kazuma and his punks, aren't you? I'd rather prefer not to be associated with his ilk, but yes, in a sense you are correct. Fine. You were talking about Kazuma. He showed up at Ikeda, Hamaguri, and Nijo. He's got something to do with Satsuma and Choshu, doesn't he? Well, most of the time it seemed more like he was there for his own reasons, not any kind of domain politics. Either way, he's an enemy of the Shinsengumi. Then you're also aware that he is pursuing your lady friend here. Sen gestured at me for the captain's benefit, then fixed me with a level stare. What was going on? This was getting stranger and stranger, and I was starting to think I didn't really want to know the rest of the story. We are aware of that. We are also aware that Kazuma and his compatriots call themselves demons, not that we're inclined to believe such a claim, of course. No, I do not think their claim as demons is unfounded. All three of them possess powers that make them incomparable to humans. However, despite their strengths, their presence is virtually unknown amongst the public. In normal circumstances, that is impossible.
三男さんがそういうことを言うのって珍しいですよね。
It's rare for you to say something so kind, Sanan. So, go on, Sen.
彼らが人でないことはあなたたちもよくお分かりの様子ですね。
Ah, then you know they are demons. Excellent.
ならば話は早いです。
That will save me some time
実
then.
を申せばこの私も人ではありません。
I'm not
同
a
じ
I'm not a human either.
鬼なのです。
I'm also a demon. You are?
本来の名は千姫と申します。
I am, in fact, a princess. Princess Sen. Princess Sen, an acquaintance of the heroine. They first met each other in Kyoto. She claims to be a demon. Wow, okay. It's all stuff we knew, but thanks. With that, she gave us an elegant bow, exactly like what one might expect from a princess.
私は千姫様に代々仕えております忍びの家のものでございます。
I come from a family of ninja who have served Princess Sen and her family for generations. Is her hair two different colors? Whoa! Look how far down her hair goes. It goes all the way off the screen past her booty. That can't be comfortable to fight with. That makes no logical sense. But okay, moving on. It all makes sense now.
対面だっつうのにやけに愛想がいいと思ってたが
I'd wondered why you were being so friendly.
花から俺を通じて新選組の情報を仕入れた
You were gathering information on the Shinsengumi.
さあ、何のことにござりましょう。
Oh, she must have been the pretty lady from the bar when they all went out drinking. I have no idea what you mean. She tilted her head to the side politely and met Hichikata's glare with an innocent smile.
なんだよ土方さん知り合いなのか
You know her?
よく見ろ新八君菊さんだ
Move your eyes up about 6 inches, Shinpachi. That's Kimigiku. Kimigiku, her work as a Shimabara courtesan was only a cover. Her true role was as a spy and bodyguard for Princess Sen.
島原で会った時と風景は違うが顔は同じだろ
She's dressed, oh, okay. She's dressed a little different from when we met her at Shimabara, but that's her face, all right. Shimabara, the district in Kyoto where one could find licensed courtesans. It is also referred to as the red light district.
なんだって
What? Kimigiku smiled.
この国には古来より鬼という生き物が住んでいました。
We demons have lived in this country since a very long time
学
ago.
問や諸藩の高い位にある者は皆知っていたことです。
The top officials in the shogunate and many of the domains already know of us.
ほとんどの鬼たちは人間と関わらず、ただ静かに暮らすことを望んでいました。ですが
Most demons have no interest in human matters and prefer to be left alone to go about their own affairs in
鬼
peace.
の強力な力に目をつけた時の権力者は自分たちに力を貸すよう求めました。
However, humans in positions of power saw that they might achieve great things with the assistance of demons, and so demanded that assistance. And did the demons
多
obey?
くの者は拒みました。
Many did not.
人間たちの争いや彼らの野心になぜ自分たちが加担しなければならないのかと。
They felt they had no obligation to involve themselves in human affairs. Human ambition meant nothing to them.
そうして断った場合、圧倒的な兵力で押し寄せてきて、村落を滅ぼされることさえあったのです。
But when they refused, the human lords were furious. They sent out great armies to destroy the villages of the demons. How horrible.
鬼の一族は次第に各地に散り散りになり、人目を避けて暮らすようになりました。
The demon clans scattered across the country and were forced into hiding.
交わりが進んだ今では純血に近い鬼はそう多くはありません。
No longer isolated in their own communities, they went on to mate with humans. These days, there are few demons who could claim a pure bloodline.
それがあの風間たちだという。
And I assume Kazuma is one of these? Sen nodded.
西国で最も血筋が良い家といえば薩摩藩の後ろ盾を得ている風間家です。棟梁は風間千金。
Currently, the largest pure-blood family is the Kazuma, who have the Satsuma domain support. We've already met the head, Chikage Kazuma. Chikage
そ
Kazuma.
して東国で最も大きな家は
In the east, the largest family is the
あ
Yukimura.
なたの家よ。
That would be your family, Chizuru. What?
雪村家の鬼たちが隠れ住んでいた里は人間たちの手によって滅ぼされたと聞いています。
I heard that the demons of the Yukimura clan living in the hidden village were destroyed by humans.
彼女は雪村一族の生き残りではないか。私はそう考えています。
But it would seem there's a survivor. That survivor is
あ
her.
なたには特別に強い鬼の力を感じるの。
Chizuru, the blood that runs in your veins is pure and strong. I sense great power from you. No way. But
わかる限りではあるけど、お菊にもあなたの家のことを調べさせたわ。
I had Kiku gather as much history on your family as she could.
信じられるのも無理はありませんが、まず間違いないかと。
Her face is really intense. There's just a lot of sharpness in her face. I know you may find it all difficult to believe, but you are very much a demon. The revelation of all of this was nearly impossible to comprehend. I was at a loss of words. I mean, I was told I was not a human, but being called a demon. The main character was informed by Princess Sen that she is a demon. Okay. I couldn't believe it, but at the same time, all the odd things that occurred all made sense now. Now I knew why Kazuma was after me, and why I had healed so much more quickly than anyone else.
純血の鬼の子孫であれば、風間が彼女を求めるのも道理です。
If you're indeed the descendant of a pure-blooded demon, then Kazuma's desire for you is
鬼の
clear.
血筋が良い者同士が結ばれれば、より強い鬼の子が生まれるのですから。
Should two purebloods mate, they will produce an even more powerful demon.
嫁にする気は
Ah, so he wants her for his bride.
風間は必ず彼女を奪いに来るでしょう。
After a fashion, yes. Kazuma will definitely return
今
for
のと
her.
ころ本気で仕掛けてきてはいないようですが、それがいつまで続くかは分かりません。
Thus far, he has been content to toy with you, but I cannot guess how much longer that may
そう
last.
なった時、あなたたちが守りきれるとは思えない。
Should he devote all of his formidable abilities to this task, I do not think he will be able to protect her.
新選組だろうと、鬼の力の前では無力です。
Even the Shinsengumi cannot stand against the true power of a demon.
なあ、千姫さんよ。無力ってのはちと言い過ぎじゃねえか。
Whoa there, princess. You don't think that's going a bit far?
新八の言う通りだ。ちっとばかし俺たちを見くびりすぎだぞ。
Shinpachi's right. You aren't giving us enough credit.
今まで互角に戦うことができたのは、彼らが本気ではなかったからです。
The only reason you are still alive is because Kazuma and his companions have not turned their full strength on you.
では本気になってもらおうではありませんか。
Then let them.
本物の鬼の力とやらを見せていただきたいものですね。
I should dearly like to see the power of a true demon. Sanan. Kazuma and his friends had already demonstrated incredible strength. Even the captains of the Shinsengumi had been easily brushed aside. If that was not even the full extent of their strength, then a battle to the death against one of them would be
Shinpachiや原田の言う通りだ。
Shinpachi and Harada are right.
確かに連中は人並み以上の力は持ってやがる。
Although they were more powerful than any average human warrior,
勝てねえほどの力の差はなかった。たとえ奴らが多少手加減してたとしても。
the difference in power between us wasn't so vast that we couldn't best them, even if they were going easy on
そうで
us.
すね。こっちには泣く子も黙る鬼副長がいますし。
Very true. Besides, we've got the demon himself in command, don't we?
そうじ。黙ってろ。
Shut up, Soji.
お気持ちはよくわかりますが、
I understand how you feel,
実
but
際にはそう簡単でないことは分かっていらっしゃるのでしょう。
you must realize that these men are unlike any other foe you have
あ
faced
なたたちの
before.
役目は今日の治安を守ることであって、彼女を守ることではないのですし。
Your guys' job is to protect the safety of Kyoto, not to protect her.
ですから私たちに任せてください。私たちなら彼女を守りきれます。
That's why I must ask you to leave her to us. In our care, her chances of survival will be much higher.
おいおい、決めつけんじゃねえよ。俺たちじゃあいつらに勝てねえってのか。
Hey, give us a chance, alright? Are you trying to say we can't protect her?
言葉は悪いが、そっちの戦力は女が2人だろ。
This may sound rude, but you're talking about the power of 2 women over all of us?
あんたらの細腕で風間や天城、白縫いと渡り合えるとは思えねえとかに。
It's hard for me to imagine your thin arms could go head to head with guys like Kazuma, Anagiri, and Shiranui. Which is super sexist, you fucking asshole.
何より、よそ者が僕たち新選組の内情に。
Oops. God damn it. What did he say? Look, lady, you're not part of the Shinsengumi, so I'd appreciate it if you could keep your nose out of our business. Both Sen and Kimigiku seem to be thrown off by the captain's reactions.
土方さんはどうお考えですか？
What about you, Hichikata?
風間たちの力を承知しているあなたなら、姫のお話お分かりいただけるのではありませんか？
You've acknowledged Kazuma's strength. Surely you must at least consider the princess's offer.
彼女をこちらに渡してくださいな。
Please give her to us.
それとこれとは話が違う。
That's different.
妹時に恐れをなして一旦守ると決めた相手を放り出すってのは俺たちのやり方じゃない。
It's not our style to back out on a promise. We decided we're going to protect her. We're not going to run away just because they're demons.
あんた方が鬼だってのは100歩譲って認めてやってもいい。
And besides, if you're going to claim that you're a demon, I guess I'll take it, but
だから別にあんた方を信用したわけじゃない。
that doesn't mean we trust you.
随分な物言いですわね。千姫様は鈴鹿御前様の血を引く。
Do you know who you're speaking to? Princess Sen is a descendant of Suzuka Gozen. Suzuka Gozen, a female demon said to have lived on the Suzuka mountain. She fell in love with Tamamuro Sakanoe and went to live with him in Yase.
大きくおやめなさい。
Kimigiku,
そのようなことを言っている時ではありません。
Kimigiku, please. That is not necessary. Her tone was calm and friendly, but it left no room for argument.
私も土方君に同意します。
I agree with Hijikata.
もし彼女が人とは違う生き物の血を引いているのだとすれば、
If she really does have a blood of a different species,
いろいろとご協力願いたいこともありますし、
would like to cooperate with her for internal purposes in the near future. What? Kimigiku glared at him. She probably didn't say anything out of concern for Sen.
困りましたね。どうしても承知してはいただけませんか？
I see. That is a problem then. There is no way I can convince you?
ちょっと待ってくれるか。肝心なことを確かめていないじゃないか。
Hold on a minute. We didn't confirm one important
肝心
thing.
なこと。
Important thing?
君はどう？
Yeah, obviously. Thanks, guys. Yukimura, what do you have to say about this? Me? Well, I couldn't give an immediate answer. It wasn't that I was doubting Sen and Kimikiku, but
そうか。我々の前では何かと話しにくいかもしれないな。
I see. It must be difficult to discuss with an
だったら
audience.
千姫さんと二人で話してみる。
You ought to speak with Princess Sen alone.
近藤さん、そいつは。
What the hell, Kondo? Ichigata tried to protest, but Kondo didn't change his expression.
誰か一人立ち会うべきでしょ
There should be at least one
う。
witness.
こちらも君肉さんに同席してもらえばいいのですし。
The princess may take Kimikiku as well, of course.
ああ、いいじゃないか。
No, that's not
我々
necessary.
は今までずっと彼女の意思を無視し続けてきたしな。
We've been ignoring her feelings this whole
彼
time.
女がここを出たいというのであれば止めることなどできんだろう。
If she wants to leave this place, then we shouldn't stop her. Kondo,
相変わらず甘いんだな、あんた。
damn it. You're so easy on people as usual.
ま、近藤さんが言うんじゃ仕方ないですよね。
Well, if Kondo says so. His words spoke for the rest of them as well. They might not like it, but Kondo was the chief. What he said went. But it was above his title alone. I think his personality usually won out these sorts of issues.
二人きりになった途端、そのまま彼女を連れ去る。などということはないでしょう。
You won't steal her away the moment the two of you are alone, will you?
心配は無用です。鬼は一度交わした約束は守りますから。
You needn't worry. Once a demon makes a promise, we keep it. I'll be fine. Sen isn't a bad person.
ありがとう。
Why, thank you, Chizuru. When she smiled, her expression had returned to that of a girl her age. A few moments later, we found ourselves alone in my room.
突然押しかけられた上、いろいろなことを言われて混乱したでしょう。
I know I've given you a terrible amount of things to think on this
な
evening.
さいね。本来ならこんなやり方はしないんだけど。
I'm awfully sorry. Normally, I would never take this kind of measure. No, it's alright. I'm sorry about, them. They said some pretty mean things.
あれぐらいは予想してたから。
Well, that's to be expected, I
いきな
fear.
りあんな話を信用しろって方が無茶だもんね。
I was asking rather a lot of them, and frightfully
鬼
suddenly.
と呼ばれる生き物が本当に存在してるなんて簡単に信じられる人間はそうそういないし。
Not many humans would accept the existence of demons so readily.
それよりもさっきの提案どうかな。ちゃんと考えてみてくれる？
But enough of that. On to business. What do you say to my offer? Have you thought on it? I had indeed. If Sen had come to me when I'd first arrived in Kyoto, I might well have taken her up on her hospitality. But
組
now,
の人たちはあなたを守れると言ってたけど、私は無理だと思う。
it seems the Shinsengumi seems to believe they can. Though I do not doubt their dedication, I confess I do doubt their ability. Perhaps what she said was true. The Shinsengumi were powerful and skilled. I'd seen them face overwhelming odds and emerge victorious, but those odds had always been only human. The strength of even a single demon was something great and terrible, of that there was no doubt. We had all seen so firsthand, and some had even lost their lives to that strength. And the same fate could occur, even to the captains of the Shinsengumi.
今日の政局はますます混乱するはずよ。
I'm sure the political situation in Kyoto will be more chaotic in the near future.
そんな時に風間がやってきたらどうなると思う？
If Kazuma were to strike during such a time, what do you think would happen?
新選組から離れるべきだわ。そうすれば彼らも心置きなく戦える。
You should leave the Shinsengumi. That way they will be able to fight without worry. Sen. Her eyes were serious but warm and honest. Whatever else she might be, her concern for me was real. Thank you, Sen, but I hesitated. I just couldn't get myself to agree.
ここから離れたくない理由でもあるの？
Is there a reason you wish to stay? Yeah.
誰か心に思う人がいるとか。
Oh my. One of those gentlemen, perhaps. Winky face. Kinda wanna see. What? Her question had been entirely innocent, although it had caught me off guard. I couldn't possibly lie to her. What should I tell her? This isn't in my notes. Whatever. I am trying to touch one of them's booties. Let's see this. Aha. Aha. And 50%. We're halfway there to love. I don't think anybody else loves us. Budding, close, close, close. Budding, that's creepy. Close, 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 close. Yeah. Sorry, I tried, but apparently I'm just not good. Yeah. I nodded and did my best to look confident. She seemed a little surprised, but she eventually looked relieved and softened up.
そっか。それが誰なのかまでは聞かないけど。
I see. Well, I shan't ask who.
あなたが一人の女の子として見つけたものがここにはあるのね。
But I can certainly understand your
それな
dilemma.
ら離れろなんて言えるはずないか。
That being the case, I couldn't possibly tell you to leave. Thank you for waiting.
どうだった？結論は出たかな？
So how was it? Have you reached a decision? Before I could speak, Sen stepped forward.
彼女のことをこれまで通りよろしくお願いします。
After some discussion, we have decided to leave things as they are. Sen,
姫様、よろしいのですか、本当に。
are you sure, Your Highness?
ええ、もう決めたことだから。今は彼女の意思を優先しましょう。
Quite. For now, I believe it is of utmost importance to prioritize her wishes.
わかった。
Why does it sound weird coming out of my mouth? Very well.
そういうことなら今後も我々新選組が責任を持って彼女の身を預からせてもらおうじゃないか。
The Shinsengumi accepts responsibility for her well-being.
まあ、大船に乗ったつもりで任せとけって。
Just relax and leave it all to me.
新八の船は泥船だけどな。しかしまあ、よかったな。
Oh, I'm sure Shinpachi will give you all sorts of other things to worry about. Still glad to have you around.
ここに残るなんて君も物好きだね。
What kind of girl would want to stay here?
肝が座ってるのか単に鈍感なだけなのか。
I can't tell if you have guts or if you've got rocks for
言って
brains.
おくが、客人扱いする気はねえか。お前の態度が。
This doesn't make you special. You'll receive the same treatment you always have. Right. Thank you, all of you, for letting me stay. Sun took my hands in hers and let her eyes rest on
くれぐれ
mine.
も気をつけてね。私はいつでもあなたの味方だから。
Do be careful, Chizuru. And remember, I am on your side. Thank you, Sen. She gave me one last warm smile, and then Sen and Kimikiku were gone. Sigh. Once again, sleep refused to come. My mind worked furiously, turning over everything Sen had told me, examining it from every angle. I was a demon. Not only that, but I was the head of a pure-blooded demon clan that was nearly destroyed, my heritage being the reason for Kazuma's continued interest. Gosh. I had decided to stay with the Shinsengumi, but was that really the best idea? Should I have just left instead? I wanted to stay, of course, and I didn't really think leaving was a reasonable choice, but what if I'd made a mistake? What the fuck? Eek! I heard a sound from outside, and it made me jump. That sound! Could it be?
夜分遅く失礼します。
I'm sorry for bothering you so late, but this is an emergency. I heard Shimada from the hallway. Yes? The door snapped open as Shimada stepped in. His eyes darted back and forth nervously, and his body was tense. Has something happened?
はい。鬼たちが屯所に襲撃をかけてきました。
The demons have attacked us. Here.
奴らの狙いは君です。この部屋でじっとしていてください。
They're after you, which means you need to stay here. But I was the reason they'd come here. How could I justify sitting on my hands while others fought my battles for me? I didn't know what to do. Stay. All right. I'll stay here, so please help everyone else, Shimada. Although I'd only encountered them a few times, I knew just how powerful the demons could be. I was sure the more Shinsengumi men there were, the chances of their survival were better.
俺は君を護衛するよう命じられてきました。
No, I was ordered to protect you. Just then, the sounds of blades clanging against one another rang outside the room.
君は部屋に隠れていてください。俺が様子を見てきます。
Not really much places to hide. What do you want me to hide under the futon? Find a place to hide in this room. I will check on what is going on. Okay, please be careful. Shimada grabbed his sword's hilt on his hip, but immediately after... Shimada! Oh. I ran to the door to see what happened to him. What should I do? Save. End up the episode because it's close to an hour. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go for an hour or not, and then I did, so. Hour-long episode, yay. Okay, thank you everybody for coming on and playing with me. I'll see you all next time, bye!